Boot up the PC, my heart's in a quake. Sweaty palms gripping the mouse like a snake. Buttons mashed without a clue. In this pixel world, I'm gaming like a noob.
Hello, and welcome to the channel Gaming Like a Noob. I'm the noob, and I call myself S07E. And if you subscribe to the channel, I say thank you very much. And if you're not, I say please do, it will help me out a lot. Now, it's Friday, so it's a Telford save, and I almost forgot to make this end of the season episode. So, yeah, I'm just going to be talking about a few things. I'm not going to go through every player because, oh, sorry, I hit the mic there. Hope it didn't cause any problems. I won't be going through the entire squad because I've been getting players in, and yeah, maybe I'll talk about somebody that I'm going to try to get out of the club. That the players that have come in, I'm going to talk about after, in the next episode, I should say, where we have the preseason episode and have one game being played only, where we go through all the transfer stuff and stuff like that. This episode is more going to be what has happened around the world and try to find the players that I want to try to get rid of and stuff like that, and where I'm going to try to put my emphasis. And yeah, let's start with the Premier League. Liverpool won it, and we can see here the years that we have played. It's got to be somewhere here, right? 23, 24 got to be the first season, and that's City's. Then City, no, it's got to be this one, because City has won all the time here, haven't they? Yeah, because we started this save on Football Manager 23, and 24 gave us the possibility to continue with old saves. So yeah. So it's this season, 22-23. So since we started this, Liverpool, then City, City, Liverpool, City, City, Liverpool. Interesting. But yeah. Champions League qualifiers is City, well, Liverpool, of course, then City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. Europa League is Tottenham, Newcastle. The conference is Leeds. Look at this, Manchester United 9th. And I think they've changed the manager a couple of times. If I'm not mistaken, Ruud van Nistelrooy got fired after losing, I think it was the Carabao Cup final that he lost. Schedule. Let's go. It says here, yeah, the final of the. After that, Ruud van Nistelrooy was fired, and then they went out against Lazio, and yeah, now there is some Australian coach in Manchester United. Don't know if he's famous, to be honest. I have no idea who that is and where he's been before he. Postecoglou? I think I heard that last name, though. What's his history? Let's see if we can see career stats. Milestone, hired as Manchester United. He's been in Celtic. Let's see, where has... Oh, South Melbourne he started, then Brisbane. An Australian national side. That might be there that I've heard about him. Because I remember the last name. I don't remember Ange, but I remember Postecoglou. Could also be from his playing career, who knows. But then Leicester. But that's after the save start. So he must have been in Celtic when I started this save, so all the others are not from this. So let's go back to career stats. He played in South Melbourne, then I haven't heard about him, unless I've heard about him playing in the national side, in Australian national side. But I go in too much here. do that. So that's that, and Southampton, Blackburn, Sunderland going out of the league there. Should we go just one down to see who comes up to the Premier League? Fulham, Brighton, and Nottingham Forest. So yeah, that's the English, the league in the English. Let's see if we can find the different cups here. FA Cup, the final, Liverpool. Oh, then they have won the double as well, Liverpool. That's kind of cool. And we did see United lose in the Carabao Cup. To be honest, I forgot. I think it was Arsenal, but I didn't. Yeah, Arsenal won the Carabao Cup. So, wait a minute. Sorry. Feels like I'm getting a cold again. I hate getting colds. But okay, let's move on here. I don't think it's much more for us to go through when it comes to... Let's go for the Community Shield as well. Then City won against Leicester. So, yeah. Then we go to another country. I think we're going to go this way. Inbox, League in Focus. And we go for the Spanish League. And we pick profile. Like this, yes. And we can see Real Madrid won the league, and we can see Real Madrid has won it all except 2 times during this time here. Barcelona, Villarreal, Atletico Madrid, and Real San Esteban also qualified for the Champions League. I guess we're going to see that Real or Barcelona won the Champions League, perhaps, or their Europa League, so that they get a ticket to the Champions League. Atletico Bilbao, Seville gets to the Europa League. Valencia goes to the Europa Conference League. Valencano, Mallorca, and Albacete gets relegated, and up to the La Liga goes Almeria, Leganes, and Eibar. Sorry about that. My throat is not good either. So let's go for Copa del Rey. Was won by Real Madrid. And so sorry. I don't know why I'm stuffed today, but all right. I think that's one of the sad part about the Spanish league. It's just 2 teams all the time. And if somebody were to jump up like Atletico Madrid or something like that, it's just 1 season and then they're gone again. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, the biggest thing that really says is that at least in Spain, the more money you have, the greater the chance of winning. It's not that Barcelona are supposed to have a lot of financial problems, I guess, the last couple of years, but they've built everything on having a lot of money before, even if it was just lent money. And if they continue to struggle like they are now, of course they are going to slowly go further and further down, and they're going to be losing the grip up there. Real Madrid will always be saved by the City, if nothing else, like they were in, I think it was in the 90s, where they sold their old training facilities for the money that they were in debt, and then to the city, and then the city built a completely new training facility for them. I mean, hello. But yeah, that's the way it is. So that's Spain for you. Let's move to Serie A, and we can see Juventus won the league. Inter, Roma, and Milan going to the Champions League. Parthenope, oh, that was a hard word to say. Sassuolo, that's another hard word. No, only Parthenope. That looks like they're going to the Champions League as well, but they're in blue, not in green. Seems interesting. I wonder why. And then they have Sassuolo, as I said, and Lazio going to the Europa League, and then Fiorentina to Europa Conference League. So interesting. Going out, Verona, Pisa, and Spezia. And let's see who gets promoted from that league table. Sorrento, Brianza, and Palermo. Palermo. And let's have a look at the cup in Italy. It's got to be Coppa Italia. And it was won by Juventus. So Juventus do the double in Italy. Interesting. Then we have, I'm just going to go one more, and it's going to be the Bundesliga. And we go profile, and we of course go league table. Bayern Munich winning the league again. Look at this. Nobody has been able to stop them for many years. Oh, somebody has forgotten to tell the game about Leverkusen coming up. And I mean, where is Leverkusen? Have they been relegated some? Oh, let's go through this first of all. Bayern winning the league. Leipzig, Stuttgart, and Bayern. There they are. 04 Leverkusen. I didn't know that they were called Bayern 04. I thought they were just Bayer Leverkusen, but 04, okay. So they reached a fourth position. So they got to the Champions League. And then we have in the Europa League, Borussia Dortmund. And in the conference, we have Borussia Mönchengladbach reaching the Europa League, I guess. I guess they won the cup. And then in the conference league here, Hertha Berlin will play. And going out of the German league, Nuremberg, Fürth, and Schalke 04. And then we go down to see who got promoted. Hanover, Hansa, and Mainz 05. Interesting. Let's have a look at the German. It's got to be that one, right? The Pokal. Where Borussia Mönchengladbach beat Bayern Munich. So Bayern Munich was very close to doing a double. That's interesting as well. And is this some? That's just the cup meeting the league winners, right? So Leipzig winning that one. All right. So the Community Shield of Germany, I guess. And I don't think we're gonna go through any more countries. No. Those were the leagues that I'm gonna go through. I don't think that we have any real connection with League One or Portugal. Maybe some of you that look upon it, but yeah, that's not me, of course. What's this? I've asked for club competitions in Europe. Here we go. Champions League. And the winner. What's this? All right, that's last season. Oh, this season, I mean. We are into this current season. This season, we should see here. Go with the tree. Oh, what's this? That's another champion pass. Premium round. Knockout. Here we go. Now, can you see this? Villarreal won it on penalties against Barcelona. Interesting. Now, I never looked upon last season in this version of the game. So that's why I had such a hard time finding it. But Villarreal. Interesting. Did any English team even get close? Well, Tottenham was there in the quarterfinal. Arsenal was in the quarterfinal. But anything else down here, perhaps? Liverpool went out already in the round of 16 against Paris Saint-Germain, who went all the way to the semi-finals and got beaten by Barcelona. Manchester City went out in the round of 16 against Inter. So I guess the English teams are sort of losing quality compared to Spanish, most of all, and German. Germany have Bayern all the way there, and maybe even against France then. France, Paris Saint-Germain beating out both Liverpool and Tottenham. So beating out two English teams on their way to the semi-finals and then got beaten by Barcelona. That's some interesting information. Let's go through to... Come on, am I going to have to do this every time? We go to Europa League and let's see. We're going to have to do the same thing again. Go to that season, and we're going to have to go to knockouts. Bayern Leverkusen winning the Europa League. Oh, that's interesting. And winning against Borussia Mönchengladbach. No, what am I saying? Borussia Dortmund, of course. Where did I get Gladbach? Oh, never mind. And yeah, where did the English team go out then? Leeds against Borussia there, and Manchester United against Lazio, both in the quarterfinal. And did anyway, Leicester going out in round of 16 against Bayern. And then did we have any other English teams? No. Nope. No, here, Leicester. No, I already said Leicester. Yeah, they went out there against Bayern. So Bayern Leverkusen winning the Europa League. We have one more to go through before we're going to be talking a bit about our team. Not that much, since we, sort of haven't got... Let's see. I'm just going to go through this and go like that. Sassuolo, that's the team that went to the Champions League in Italy then. How did it go against Slavia Prague in the final? Did any English team get anywhere in this competition? Southampton to quarterfinal. Didn't they get relegated this season? Holy smokes, I'm pretty sure they did. Any other English teams? Oh, a Swedish team. Djurgårdens IF. That's interesting. Let's go through this. No more English teams, it looks like. Nope. So, yeah, we're going through all the competition that I feel is worth going through. I'm just going to have a last look at that, like that. And I don't know, the other thing is not that important. But let's have a look like this. This one. How have this been played? Stages. Current season. 2025 it was applied, and Auckland City won it. Are you telling me the truth, or is this... No, this is a Premier round. Let's go to quarterfinal here, and let's go three. City won it, of course. Oh, I thought that was fun to see. They beat out Barcelona there. Bayern beating out Paris. Then here, Barcelona beating out Real Madrid. City beating out Juventus. Bayern beating Liverpool. Paris beating out Chelsea. So, yeah, looks like it was a sort of an interesting way to go. Now, they are playing this year in Finland, all right? But they've just started it, so I can't go. They haven't started it even. This is the first game that will be played. Auckland against FF Jaro from Finland. Okay, that's sounds weird. That I guess they have some New Zealand. I can understand that they probably won stuff in the Asian or Oceanic version there, but then we have Jaro from Finland. It's got to be because they are the host nation, so they get a team to play in that one. So yeah, yeah. Let's go to the squad here. Now, let's go like this. We're gonna do like this. We're gonna be taking away all the position and put in goalkeepers. Let's start with the goalkeepers. We have Evan Watts. So Evan Watts, we are going to try to keep at the club as long as possible. And his contract runs out next season. So as soon as I go into pre-season game, as soon as I get to the next season, so to speak, I am going to try to get him to sign a new contract that will start when this contract runs out. So that's why I'm not going to try to sign it before the season ends properly. Now he's asking for he has a salary of 4.1. So I think we're going to have a hard time getting him to sign a contract, which is going to be a nightmare for me, because if we lose him, that's not going to be good. He's been one of our best players, and a player I hoped I would be, because he has one more star to, as you can see, his potential is 4 stars and he's 3 stars now. So I was hoping he would stay with us, maybe not as long as Toby Egan stayed with Welling, but something like that. Maybe at least get up to the championship if we ever reach that. Maybe get up to the championship and maybe then becoming a reserve keeper or something. And maybe even if we can ever take this club to the Premier League, that would, of course, be good to have him as well. But yeah. Then we have this one. Lorne Gillen. Now he has a lot of potential, more potential than even Watts. So it could be that if I don't get him to sign a new contract, Lorne Gillen will get to play a lot of games, and it might just be this season that he gets to play a lot, because maybe we can get him to sign a new contract, because his contract is also running out in the summer. So once we get into the new season, I'm going to try to get him to sign a new, hopefully long. I don't know what makes the rules when I can't sign them for more than 3 years, but I guess it is the ages that they are in, that they can't sign a 5-year contract when they're 16, 17. But he's 21, so he should be able to sign a 5-year contract, and hopefully that would be what we would do with him if he were to sign a new contract. And then we have Jordan Davis. He's just a backup, somebody that we need in the club just to, if things hit the fan, so to speak, we're going to keep him as well. So no goalkeeper is going to leave unless we find a new goalkeeper to to sign. So nothing's going to happen here more than, of course, I'm going to be writing on a piece of paper here who I want to negotiate contracts with as soon as the season is over. Contract. And it's going to be with Watts. And it's going to be with Gillen. Those two are, and Jordan Davis. We're going to try, and I'm going to see how, well, his contract is running out now, so it's there is a big chance that he will be leaving then, and that I will have to try and find a new third goalkeeper that we can have as some emergency at least, unless we find a really good one that can compete with these two to be the first goalkeeper. So, but yeah, at the moment that looks like we're going to lose him perhaps. Goalkeepers. Then we go into defenders. Now Emmett Allen has been lent out. I know he has some potential, but I am considering, because he has 2 seasons left on his contract, so I am considering that when he comes back from that lend, if he hasn't become a player that I want or feel like I can play, he's going to be getting sold. I'm going to try to sell him, because there's nothing to say that he's going to get sold, because selling player in this game for me is extremely hard. Then we have Gavin Tehan. Now that's a player with a lot of potential. So I am considering maybe we'll take a crappy start of the season and try to get him into the team and try to make him develop into a player. But then I want him to sign a new contract first of all, before I do that. So let's go for Tehan signing a new contract, if we can get him to do that. But I want to keep him. Then we have these players that I'm so mad at myself for signing them every time. It's just that I have this good feeling that they're going to be good players. They have high determination and good potential, and I just feel, oh, if I can only get them into my team, I can create something good with them, and I can only get a work permit. Now, for me, this is the worst part about the British leaving the European Union. I really don't care about it otherwise, but for this game, it's really messed up the situation when it comes to getting work permits for players like this. Before, it wouldn't have been any problem. This player could have come here and developed into maybe a superstar, because his potential is really high here. But yeah, now I have to lend him out and hope that I can get a work permit for him. I couldn't get it this year, so yeah, I am thinking I'm going to try, I don't know, I'm going to try to sign a new contract with him and then perhaps get him sold. But yeah, so let's type him up as well. Dura, need to sign a contract with him if I can. Then we have Habib. He's been lent out to Blythe. Oh, come on. And hopefully he will develop there, because that's another player with a lot of potential. And if we can get him to reach anywhere near that potential, he will be a good player for us. So I certainly don't want to lose him yet. He has another year. He has 2 years left on his contract, so we're not going to be negotiating with him this summer. Maybe next. But I'm going to keep him for now. Shay Comerford, another player with a lot of potential, and he's been lent out as well to Stevenage, and hopefully he will develop in that club, and he has contract to 32, so that's nothing. We're not going to do any negotiation with him. So let's move on. Jan Uwe. Well, he's reached his potential. and I think he can be the right defender for the season. So I'm going to keep him at least for now and see what happens. Maybe I believe I'm going to make him the first choice as a right complete wing back here, and hope that he can at least develop into a 2.5 star in that position as well and do good for us. And I'm going to give him this season. He needs a new contract as well. So let's see if we can sign him. I'm going to write Jan Ove on this one. And yeah, let's see. He is eligible for England. So he's not Swedish as I thought he could be. He is German and eligible for England as well. Interesting. And the reason why I believe that he could be Swedish is, of course, his first name, Jan Ove, which sounds extremely Swedish, and of course the last name doesn't. But I was thinking maybe he has a German father and a Swedish mother or something like that. But yeah, I'm not going to talk anymore about that. Let's move on to the next player. Ben Nelson. I'm not going to negotiate any new contract with him because his contract runs out will last another 2 years. So next summer it's time to negotiate with him, unless he starts making noise that he wants a new contract and stuff like that. He's 25, can still develop, and according to this, because he's 3.5 star, can become 4. So yeah. I guess we're just gonna see what happens here. Ball play. This is what I want him to play, but it isn't his best. Central defender is his best position, and I'm gonna see how we're gonna be changing, or if we're gonna be changing our tactics for the next season. Since I feel I want to put in a lot of youth player and perhaps get rid of a lot of older players, maybe get rid of a couple of star players or something like that. And we know that Azez gonna leave us among others. So yeah, let's move on then. We have Justin Uzanje. He's 24. His contract runs to 31, so any negotiation with him will not be until next season. And his best position is ball playing defender, so that's good. That's the way. No, it can't be, because he's got 3. So his best position is somewhere here. Yes, defensive midfielder. All right, good to know. Anyway, we're gonna keep him, of course, because he has 1 more, and he is one of our better players, especially now since Aaron Harrison left us at the end of the season. So yeah, this I haven't seen before. I haven't noticed, I should say. Player IQ 3 green. Interesting. Then we have Jonathan Grumpy. And I'm pretty sure I'm trying to sell him, to be honest. I'm pretty sure I put him up for sale. Yeah, transfers listed, but he's been transfer listed since last year. So I've been trying to get rid of him for quite some time. Warner hasn't gotten back from his loan. He's got a lot of potential. And his contract runs out, so we're going to be signing a new contract with him as well, I guess, if we can. I shouldn't say that we should, because it is going to be problematic to sign contract with them, of course. The finances of our club is not the greatest, even if it's good, and that's because we have too many players. I'm just going to be honest about that. We have too many players. So we need to get rid of a couple of players. This is one of the players that we're going to get rid of. Even though he's quite good, I feel that we have cover for that position. we have Jan-Ove, we have Kevin James, and we have even Tasker that can jump in that position. So we're going to let Kyle Knowles leave the club. His contract runs out. That's 1.1 thousand per week that we're going to save. And he's 32 years old as well. So he's been a good player for us, and he got some beautiful numbers here, but it's time to move him on. Didn't reach 7 in average rating either, so yeah. So, and we're not going to get any money for him, of course, because he's going to leave on a free transfer. Then we have Sam Murray, whose contract runs out as well. So, and that's a player that I want to keep. He hasn't got any more potential to give unless you, I don't know if you can count. Can he train himself up to 3 stars in a complete wingback? That could be something, because he's just as a wingback in a defensive situation. He's 3, but we want him to become a complete wingback, of course, in a supporting role. So maybe Sam Murray, we're going to try to sign a contract with him as well. Now, I'm trying to keep the salaries down, but yeah. So I don't know. The player needs to be worth something as well in order for us to do that. And when I say do that, is of course, there it is. Only 2 that's not good. We need to get him to become better as a complete wingback. But all right, he's also a player that we want to try to sign a new contract with, Tasker. Now, I feel this is going to be expensive to sign all these new contracts. So if I manage to sign them all, I guess they're all going to get wage raising. Get higher salaries. And if they do that, I mean, the salary is not going to impact until next season, because I'm not going to try to get them to sign a new contract that starts now. I'm going to try to get a contract to start when the contract that I have now is running out. Now, if that's not possible, of course, I'm going to try to sign them, try to get them to sign immediate. But yeah, hopefully we can postpone the raise of the salaries, and hopefully we can fight for promotion and maybe even get promoted. And if we get promoted, we should be earning a bit more money, which in their turn can give us the possibility to afford all these wages being raised. Clay Petrie, that's a player that I'm trying to sell, to be honest. I don't feel that he has what it takes, and yeah. But it's hard to sell players, I must say. I'm finding it extremely hard to sell players, and yeah. I mean, at the moment, I am actually willing to not, what should I say, that there shouldn't be a transfer fee. They can get them for free if they just take the player, so that I don't have to pay the salary. Sorry. Now, I'm not going to be paying some penalty or some part of their salary in the new club. That's not going to happen. But I'm willing to release them on a free transfer, where, well, not release them on a free transfer, sell them on a free transfer, one could say, because to get everything okay. But that's going to be hard. But yeah, I could do that. I feel like for some reason it's very hard for, if you're when you're not an AI, just it's very hard to negotiate contracts to get them to sign for as cheap as they play in other teams. They do have lower salary in most other teams than the team that I play for or I take control of, which is quite annoying, but yeah. And this is, of course, Kevin Jones, one of the more potential player. I think it's the most potential player that we have in the club, according to these star ratings. And I'm hoping he will start to develop. I will put him on the bench for the club this season, definitely, and try to play him as often as I can, even if Jan-Ove is going to be the first choice as a right defender. This is the one that I'm going to use when Jan-Ove isn't going to play, and that's why I also getting rid of Kyle Knowles, because I feel that he's the closest he's going to be to the team is as a third choice at that right defensive position, and then I just feel like, yeah, let's get rid of Kyle Knowles and let's let him go. We can, because Sam Murray is going to be first choice on the left, and Tasker is able to play both left and right. So if there should be both Jan-Ove and Kevin Jones problem, we can play James Tasker there, as long as Sam Murray is well to play. So yeah, I think we're going to do like that, and I think we're going to move on to the midfield. Let's start with defensive midfielders here, because yeah, we would just want to, and we're not going to see if we can get away from all the players that we have already talked about. Here we go with Miguel Aziz. He's not going to sign a new contract, so he's going to leave us, unfortunately. I don't like it, but I have nothing to say about it, I guess. So he's going to leave, and because we haven't been able to sign a new contract with him, and I don't know if there's anybody interested in him. I'm going to have a look at that as well when we go out of this, and no, they're not. He will return. Maybe we'll let his contract run out, see if he leaves the club or if he stays, and see if we can get him to sign a lower contract, a contract that we can afford to give him. But I don't know. That's just the way it is. Jason Metcalf, I have decided that he's one of the players that's going to leave this summer. I feel that he's been injured way too much for us to keep having him at the club. I mean, look at this long list, and I can't have a player that I can't rely on like that. So yeah, I've decided I'm going to let him go. It's another 850 that we're going to save, and I feel we have a lot of young or a lot of central midfielder that we can use. Ben Booker, I've decided to let him stay on. He doesn't have any potential, but he does have a current ability, of course, that he's good to have, since he only costs £525 per week. He's good to have, as if all shit breaks loose and we don't have any players to use in that central midfield. He's good to bring on, of course. Now, Niall Johnson, we're going to keep him if we can, because I can see he's going to go on his last year in his contract. So we're going to put him down as well as something to. So let's see, Johnson. There we go. We typed his name as well down to the contract negotiation part. We're going to have a lot to do when the new season starts, that's for sure. Ali Jeff. Now this is a problematic player. Really problematic, because I want to keep him, because I think he will be the one to take the position of whatchamacallit, to take the position of Miguel Azez if he leaves, and get to be a starter in this team. But as you can see up here, oh come on, went too far. There's bid on him, and he has a buyout clause that starts at 99, and Swindon have matched that bid. I'm trying to sign him. I'm negotiating to try and get him to sign the new contract for us. But I think that's going to be hard. Swindon has way more financial power than we have. So I guess there is a big chance that he's going to be leaving the club. And that's a real disappointment. And for only 99,000 as well. I mean, that's nothing. I mean, I believe he must be in the... if we look at the current ability here in the start rating, he's as good as Aaron Harrison, and we got over £1 million for him, and then we're getting a lousy 100,000 for him. That's not good. But that's my fault for signing him with that low of a buyout clause. That absolutely my mistake there. I must have missed that in some way, but I was just happy to get him. He left, I think it was City, as a youth player, and as I said, I was just happy to get him to our club. Now, I don't know. It's yeah. Well, 100,000 is 100, or 99,000 is a 99,000, so it can, of course, be of help financially. And we get rid of £1,000 per week in salary. So, yeah, who knows? It could be a good thing. I don't think so, but it could be a good thing. So let's hope for that. And then we have Diamond Edwards here as well, I guess. So, and he's going to stay on, of course. So we're going to have to try and sign a contract with him as well. So I'm actually going to write Diamond here instead of Edwards, because it sounds better, and I definitely know exactly who it is when we talk about Diamond instead of Edwards. So yeah, he's going to be. I'm going to try to get him to sign a new contract. Of course, he has 1.3, so he's actually quite expensive to be a player that we don't play every week. But I'm thinking maybe we'll put more emphasis on him, get him to play more, since Ethan Ennis hasn't been the thing I was hoping he would become. But yeah, we're just going to have a look at him as well and see if he might be better. Let's go into pure midfielders then, and again we're going to have to see who we have gone through here before. We're going to start at Hakiki. Well, we want to keep him. His contract runs out, so the list is getting full here. So I guess there's a big possibility I need to have a second paper here. I'm just having a short notepad to sign on, because I didn't think there would be this many players to sign a new contract with. But yeah, he's having 1.8 per week, so it's going to be costly for us. Stephen Brogdon, I'm trying to sell him, and as I said, I think I'm going to be taking all these players, and I'm going to be going in and say, instead of having them at unspecified value, I'm going to put 0, so that anyone can try to get them for no money at all. And if we can't get him sold, he's going to play one more season with us, and after that he's going to leave. So yeah, Lee Head, that's a player we of course want to keep, and he has 2 years left on his contract, so we're not going to negotiate a new contract with him. But we're definitely hoping that we won't get him sold. We want to keep him. Even if we were to get 2 million for him, that's a lot of money that he's worth, actually. But even if we get that kind of money, oh, come on. Even if we get that kind of money, we don't want to sell him, of course. His potential is still skyrocket here. So, yeah. We really, really want him to stay, that's for sure. I'd say, yeah, he's the best at advanced playmaker in a supporting role. So we're going to try to see if that's the way we play him, or, well, he can play a deep-lying supporting role as well, and I'd rather play him as that, I guess. So, yeah, we're going to see. We're going to be trying to maybe put more emphasis on trying to make this our special player, build the game around Lee Head a bit more, and see what happens. Yeah. Let's move on. Matt Hinz is going to leave us. He's a Lent player. Not much we can do about that. Then we have Aaron Ramsey. He's signed a new contract. But that contract runs out next year, and he got a lot of salary. That's not good. I did not negotiate that contract, as I said in that episode where I talked about it. The director of football, I gave the director of football an order to try and sign him, because I want to keep him at least for one more season. Good to have as a backup for Luis Kumas. So I don't know. I don't think we're going to negotiate a new contract with him, to be honest, because his potential is not that great. So, and he's 26. So I'm going to try and find another left winger that I can build upon and hopefully can have more potential than Aaron Ramsey. And since he's only going to be a reserve for Kumas, I feel like let's try and find somebody else this season, and then he can leave. If we find it before the January window, we try to sell Ramsey perhaps in the January window. Otherwise, because he costs too much now, and that's a bit disappointing that he has that high of a salary. We can't afford that, to be honest. Ethan Ennis. He has 2 years left on his contract. That's good. He has 4 in potential. So he has got potential to grow still. So we are going to keep him. What happens if I put him in an attacking role? Yes, he should be 3-star rating there as well. So we're going to keep him. And hopefully he will get better. I mean, his value, 1.9 to 2.6, that's a lot of money. But I don't want to sell him. As I said, next season, when we get into preseason, I'm going to try to sign a contract with him. And if he doesn't want to sign a contract, there's a big possibility we sell him next season, because that's a lot of money, 1.9 to 2.6. So, yeah. If we can get anywhere near 2.6, then I think I would sell him already now. We do have Diamond as a backup for him, and the money would be extremely good for us. But yeah. Let's move on. Aston Missing. I believe this is one of the players that I am trying to sell this year. Yes, I've listed him. And there is nobody is leaving on a free transfer next season. So, because he's not, I mean, he's reached his potential, and to be honest, he's not good enough. That's what I feel. Look at the numbers here. They are very low. He was great when he came to Telford here. I felt he was a really good player, had a lot of pace, and did run away from most opponents and stuff like that. But since reaching League 2, I feel that he's just not. It's just not making it. He's not good enough, and yeah. So we're trying to get rid of him, but it's hard. As I said, it's hard to get rid of players. Luis Kumas. Now, that's another player that I want to sign a new contract with. He's wanted, of course. The players that I want to keep are wanted. That's for sure. So let's write him down. Kumas. To sign, hopefully sign a new contract after when we get into the preseason. And after that, Lawson Cackett's going to leave us, of course. Then we have Connor Isted. Now, I think he's got a lot of potential. A lot of potential. But there's nowhere he can play because his current ability is so bad that I can't use him. So he can't develop, and there's nobody that wants to loan him. And for him to get better, we need to maybe get him loaned out to a club that has good training facilities and stuff like that. And who's going to use a player with that ability when they have a good training facilities? So it's a bit of a problem, but I think I'm going to try to sign a new contract with him anyway. So I'm going to write his name at the side here instead. That's it. Maybe I should look at on YouTube and see if I could find places to get tips on how to negotiate better with the contracts and stuff like that. And maybe then I wouldn't end up with so high salary to my players. But yeah, for now, it is a bit of a problem. Now, the good thing about Miguel leaving is, of course, that he is the most paid player in my club, together with Ivan Watts, the goalkeeper. So that could be a good thing. Now we go into attacking midfielder and see if we get to where we were here. We have, this is a new player. We're going to go through him when we do the preseason, so we're not going to be talking about them now. Same with Santinello, K. Reyes. Mohammed is going to leave us. Now, Tyler Dibbling, I'm going to try to get to play this because he has a lot of potential, not so much ability, but of course he's better than Connor Isted, and I want to play him as a striker, and we'll most likely be trying to play him as a advanced forward. And I'm going to try not to loan so many players this season. I'm going to try to develop my team. And the problem is, of course, that they have the demand for me to reach the playoff. And that is going to be problematic if we want to develop our players, because we have to play our players to get them to get developed. So that's the biggest problem, of course, a bigger problem than anything else. So, yeah. So Tyler Dibbling, we're going to keep him. His contract doesn't run out until 32, so that's good. And let's see, do we have... No, then we have two players out on loan, and I'm pretty sure they have long contracts. This one have to 32. He doesn't have a work permit. He's Swedish, and he has a lot of potential. And yeah, I just couldn't. We're paying him £1,000 a week, which is a lot of money, but I feel he has so much potential. If I can only get him to get that work permit or something like that, then things would be great. But it's going to be a struggle, that's for sure. So then we have Jordan Tanser Pulford, which is a player we got on when United released him. His current ability isn't as good, but he has some potential. So, of course, we want to keep him. He has 2 years left on his contract, so we're not going to negotiate with him until next season. And as I said, I hope he develops in Boston United this season so that we can at least use him next season as maybe as a bench player or something. But let's hope he develops there. I don't know if we can go into Boston United and see what kind of they have 11. They have the same training facilities as we have, so that's good. That's really good, and hopefully they will be able to develop him. I think we have only one left now. Yes, we only have attackers left now. And then we're going to go through all the players that we have gone through. So only 2 left, and that one is a new one. So we're not going to go through him here. We're going to go through him at the preseason episode. So we only have Ben Graham left here now, and his contract doesn't run out until 32. 2.5 stars, which make him one of our better players, our better strikers, which means he will most likely be one of the players to play. We're going to try not to lend players, as I said, because we want to keep trying to develop our team. I'm still going to be looking for new players to sign as well. Free transfers, most of all, of course, since we don't have the financial situation to buy any players. We don't have that kind of money. Now, the potential on Ben Graham is actually quite good as well. So I'm hoping that I will get to play him this season and that he will be developing. That would be super nice if we could do that. We've gone through all the players, and I think that's what we're going to go. I think next season, when we do this episode, we're going to go, in this version of the game, we're going to go through the squad planner instead. I've always forget about that one. I think it's a really good thing, but when I use it, I'm very happy about it, and I do, I forgot about this, and every single time I forget about it again. So yeah, but it is in the sort of way that we went through. Now we can, go through every position in the team, which of course is marvelous, to be honest. And we can see all the star ratings and everything in the sides there. So yeah, I should have gone through with the help of this one. And we do have players on the short list that shows up here. And look at that, Trent Tingle, the 15-year-old that came from our youth situation, is a very high potential player. And has he gotten to play for Watford? Not a single game. It's not gotten to play a single game. I don't know if I'm going to try and get to load him back again. His contract runs out 31. So he's got 2 more years to play. His value is between 10.5 and 16 millions. So, yeah, I'm going to try to lend him back, to be honest. We're not going to do it now. We're going to wait until the next season starts. But I'm going to try and see if we can lend him. We have lent him back 1 time at least. Yeah, maybe even 2 times here, yes. And then they refused me to keep lending him because he only got 4 games, I guess. But I think we had a lot of problems with injury with him that season. So, but since he doesn't play in Watford, maybe we can lend him, but maybe they'll release him because they don't think he's good enough. That could happen as well, even though he has years left on his contract. I don't think so, but there is a chance, of course. And if there is a chance we can lend him, I'm going to try to do that. Would be nice to get him back to the club, but yeah. Can I see anything here? I can see where he can play, that's all. Yeah. So I guess that's all. I don't think we're going to go through anymore. And for the next, because the next episode is we are going to go through what we want to do and who we have signed and everything. So yeah, our season goals and everything. You can see that our first training game this season will be against Southampton, who played in Europe this season but went out of the Premier League. So yeah, we will probably get beaten there pretty much. I don't know how they agreed to that training game, but we wanted to start out with a really good side, and then we have a lot of smaller clubs to face, because we want to, after that, we want to build up a lot of confidence where the players hopefully get to score a couple of goals and stuff like that. So yeah, but that's it. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Do like, subscribe, leave a little comment, share with your friends. Stay safe out there, have heaps of fun, and I'll just end with bye 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 bye.